embarrassing goal. Oh, what a goal! But something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybooks off.
Okay, welcome. It is Sport O'Clock. We're here also affiliate you know it's time to talk sport this morning. Welcome. Daniel Adeyemi is here this morning. Good morning, Daniel.
Yeah, good morning, finest. A beautiful morning.
Okay, let's quickly talk. Well, before we talk about all of the actions and everything that happened, we didn't have a winner last night. We didn't have a winner.
No one from close.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Okay, this Swart Robson's comparison is putting Osimhen and Isak together. I don't know why he has to even do that. And he says Isak is slightly, in his word, slightly better than Osimhen. I mean, let's quickly look at that. But what's your opinion concerning that?
Definitely is the opinion of a person. And when you look at the players' performance over the years, I think I won't say slightly. I've always said Osimhen is actually above many of the top strikers we have in Europe. But of course, when you're in Turkey, you don't get the same rating.
That's what you keep saying.
No, it's the truth.
So because Isak is in EPL, that's why
Isak is playing for Liverpool, one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, but he's not been where Osimhen has been, especially.
Still, it's better to be in Liverpool and maybe not be where Osimhen has been. Okay. But at least he's got his team right now. Liverpool amongst one of the top 3 teams in the world. But where's Galatasaray? Maybe top 20 teams in the world. So, and he's not struggling with Liverpool. He scored there for his first goal there. He's had an assist there. So it's just about, adapting with the team and all of that. So no one actually doubts what Isak can do. But not the same thing with Osimhen. He's playing in Turkey when he should be in England or Spain or somewhere where everybody will be saying, we see what you're doing week in, week out. You are competing against the best teams in Europe and all of that. So is why he said slightly. If Osimhen was playing for Chelsea or maybe Arsenal, he won't be saying slightly because Osimhen will be scoring goals. We see what the guy did against Liverpool. He was so strong for the defense to hold, and when it was time to convert penalty, there was no pressure. Convert the penalty very easy. So, and that was just one game against an English side. Imagine if he was doing that week in, week out. The likes of Isak won't come close to him. They would have been comparing him maybe with the like of Haaland and the Mbappe of this world. So it's just so sad. That was why everybody feels so sad when they make that move to Turkey, because the only time we will actually ever hear Osimhen make major news is whenever he plays in the Champions League against top team. Whatever happens in the weekend now, nobody's going to know.
Yeah. Puja, after that game on Tuesday, a guy posted something, says, you guys say he can perform well in EPL. See what he did against an EPL.
Come on, that's a one game off and it was a penalty. It was from a penalty. And we know Puja is a Osimhen's guy now. So
is he on the payroll?
Definitely on the payroll. They're in Turkey together. The truth actually is that won't cut it for Osimhen to say that he's in the rank with the likes of Isak and the top guys in Europe. As far as I'm concerned, the likes of Ekitike, the likes of Pedro and others, strikers in the EPL are way above Osimhen when it comes to rating now. Except if Osimhen
because of where they are playing.
Because of where they are playing.
Not because of their performance.
If Osimhen will actually get close to them in Ballon d'Or or any ranking, he will have to score at least twice as much as goals they score. So if Isak score 10 goals, Osimhen better score 25 goals before he can be above him. But if Isak score 10 goals in the EPL and Osimhen score 15 goals, he still won't be above Isak. So it's about where you are playing. It's about where and thank God Apoja is coming out to say that he's rating him by what he did against a top team, not by what he's going to do against Fenerbahce or what he's going to do against Besiktas. So he needs to actually talk to his guy to maybe by the end of next season see how he can move.
But he's still a record signing in the entire Turkish league.
Turkish league, my God. Turkish league.
Okay. Now, last night we were talking about way forward for Nigerian football. At 65, where Super Eagles fumbling. Flying Eagles fumbling, Golden Eaglets, fumbling as well. Only for now we can say, Falconers are not fumbling. As if he was listening to us. He has said the problem is corruption, talking about John Fashanu, and he said he took us back I mean, he's told me this thing some time ago, and I had him on one of my shows in Lagos, John Fashanu, and he echoed the statement yesterday when he was saying, look, what is making Nigeria program looks moving backward is corruption. That do you still remember when he said that they asked him to pay money before he played for the Super Eagles? Then he was doing very well, John Fashanu then, back in the day in England. And he was playing for Wimbledon at that time. They said he should pay money before he will play for the Super Eagles there.
Come on. I don't think we have much of that in the Super Eagles anymore. I mean, he's still looking at the Super Eagles and the management, NFF and all of that with the highs of the past. But right now, I think it's a different ball game. We actually don't have problem with the politics side of it again. It's been long since we hear any manager come out to say, okay, a player is in the squad that he doesn't want. Managers in the last few years, maybe Osimhen's case, and it wasn't about money. It wasn't about player not doing. It was just a manager questioning players' commitment and players saying, you know what, I was injured and all of that. So I think we've gone past politics and corruption in the Super Eagles, or let me say Nigerian football. As far as the national team is concerned, I can't speak for the NPFL. I think we've gone past corruption. What we are dealing with is management issues, having the right
management
people.
In the team,
management in the board, NFL board, in the football body, Apex football body, having the right people there, people with the right, people with the right motivation, people with the right insight, people with actually the necessary football experience, football management experience, not just football experience, but football management experience, working with a plan, working with an agenda, working with, okay, this is what we are trying to achieve. That is what we are lacking. So we need a structure. We need a people who actually know what they are doing, not just because not political appointees and here and there people who know people getting into office. No, that's what we are having issues. So there is no issue with corruption. There might be corruption in the land, but I don't think there is much of corruption because we know then a lot of players in the Super Eagles. Then we wonder how did this one get here? And his own case then we know what Nigeria was then. Because then we were not so much of a foreign coach. We were always hiring managers from within and all of that. So if he says, if then the case was that if you want to play for the country, you have to pay a certain amount of money, I don't know of then. But now we are not dealing with corruption. What we are dealing with, we can see it on the pitch ourselves. It's been long since anyone had to blame NFF for not bringing in the kind of players we want or anything. No, we don't have any player that is supposed to play not playing for the Super Eagles, or any player that is not worthy of playing for the Super Eagles. So for me, what we need to do, the problem we are facing is management in the Apex football body, the right people in the right place. That's what we are having.
The right people in the right place. So how can we get the right people in the right place at the right time? Well, it's a question that we will definitely, be looking for answers for, because it's really a serious issue right now. I mean, it's like our games seems to be dwindling, and all our teams, from the Super Eagles down to even the least. Well, the guys are looking for redemption on the 20 World Cup. They lost on Monday, so it's a redemption time for them now. Talking about Nigeria and Saudi Arabia. I mean, that was the game where they need to redeem themselves.
Yeah, Bam and I talked about it the other day, and he was looking at Saudi Arabia with the high of maybe it's just Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely...
Yeah, senior brothers beat
Argentina at the World Cup. And when you look at Saudi Arabia, I think they are one of the nations that I believe have a very, very strong plan for football and the future of football. We've seen that even in their nation. The last World Cup, the statement win against Argentina, a team that eventually went on to win the tournament right there. So I want to believe that if they are working with a plan, one of the strongest part of their team, of their football, will be the youngest or the one in between. That is, they are under 17 and they are under 20. Will be where they will be putting more focus on, because I don't see Saudi Arabia fighting to win the next World Cup. What they will be doing since the last World Cup is to say, you know what, let's go build from the root. So that's why I fear what their under 20 will look like against our own under 20, coming from a nation that actually don't have any plan or any serious intentions about football.
Yeah.
We've seen what the situation was with the Flying Eagles from their time at the continent where they went to represent at the WAFU B. We saw what they had, the same problem, goal scoring problem. Before the actual season, they could not score goals. They went into the season, maybe it came out with just one goal. Now they've gone to the World Cup. They're still struggling to score goals. About, I think, a couple of their attempts hit the crossbar and all of that. Still don't know how to score goals. And now they are going to face Saudi Arabia, in my opinion, a team that is coming from a country that is very intentional about football and their interest in football. So I won't be surprised if the game they'll play against Nigeria will not be as funny as many people expect or anticipate it will be, seriously speaking.
Okay, yes, talking about under 20 World Cup. Well, Morocco still keep telling the world. I mean, I don't know. Morocco is they are doing well on all fronts.
Exactly. You know, Morocco and Saudi Arabia are the two countries I've been looking at very closely.
On all
because
fronts.
Morocco is actually aiming to host the World Cup very soon. Very soon. They will bring the World Cup back to Africa. It might not be the next 4 or 8 years, but they are working strongly towards that. And why they are doing that, both with their performance on the field and off the field. We saw the way they are going to be hosting the next Nations Cup. They hosted the last WAFCON, and we saw their performance at the last World Cup. And you see what their under 20 are doing. Very strong side. And when you look at these guys, you know that they are not cooked up age guys. They are really guys under 20. Very young, very smart, very clever. And if you look at even club football around the world, we have Moroccan players planted in very, very unique places and doing great for their clubs. Yes, we have this guy Hakimi in PSG, who's been top of his game for years. As long as I can remember, from Borussia Dortmund to Real Madrid, Inter Milan, PSG now.
I think that guy is the next African footballer.
He's been there. No one is coming close to that one. He's the next African footballer of the year. So Morocco right now is another team that I think I'm expecting them to go far at this current World Cup. And I'm expecting them to be the next heir in African football, as far as crowning in African football is concerned. They are going to be they are going to be up there for a long time to come. Even Egypt don't have what they have in terms of,
Egypt don't come close.
They don't come close in terms of when they talk about, planning for the future and delivering at the current state. They have it. Morocco right now, for me, are one of the teams that I fear, and I will not want Nigeria to come against, even at the AFCON. So they're under 20. What they're doing at the World Cup is one thing that everybody must look into and say, wow, this is actually a very, very good country that has intention. It's all about intentions.
Most definitely.
And how to know that any nation is actually intentionally planning about future of its football is what they do at under 20 or under 17, which is when we look at ourselves, we can see the future.
Everything is
like
blinking.
Mr. President is saying, we've turned the corner. But unfortunately, in our football, we have not turned the corner.
Really turning the corner.
We have not turned any corner. It's still dark.
It's still very, very dark. Okay, so Morocco and Argentina, they have progressed to the next round now, when others are still battling. Because Morocco did it against all odds, beat Brazil. Nobody saw that one coming yesterday. They beat Brazil
And
2
this is
goals
a
to
Brazil
1.
that is always ready.
Exactly.
They can just wake up tomorrow.
Talent
and prepare
everywhere.
They have talent on the street.
2-1, they defeated them. Of course, Argentina, was a thumping. They beat, the guy from Australia like thieves. 4 goals to 1, I'll tell you. So in Group E, there will be a game coming up. USA will be playing France today. And of course, Colombia will be playing Norway today as well. So that's the situation for the Under-20 World Cup. Let's go to the Champions League now quickly, and what happened last night in the UEFA Champions League. Don't test it. The format. First, let's talk about this. What UEFA has done this year. They've made it this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Champions League. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Europa. The way they done is this year.
I think they're trying to give power. They're not trying to give parity over one competition or the other.
They want people to see that whether you are playing Europa or conference is also important as Champions League.
Major European competition. That's what they want to make it look like. So, and it's actually very good for those clubs, and it's going to send a very, very good message to them that many will feel they are playing on tours. They feel like they're not. Nobody is watching them, or no one cares about them. But now,
like they sideline them.
Yes, UEFA is trying to say, you know what? When it comes to intercontinental, when it comes to European international events like this, there is no smaller team. Whether you're coming from Turkey or you're coming from England, whether you finish top 6 in your table or whatever, as long as you are playing across your nations, you are major. It's a major game. Fans will be going there to see that kind of games. They also want to get, stadium packed food and all of that. So it's very good. Eventually, what this is going to do is that it's going to make everyone feel like wherever you end up, You see, like I'm playing a major European competition. That was why last season when Chelsea won the Conference League, not many people actually rate it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does nothing. But we saw what happened at the UEFA award, where they gave Chelsea the award of a team that has won it all. So it's actually very good. It's good, very good.
Could that have been the reason, maybe something that propelled them to take this decision, that a big team like Chelsea won the Conference League?
Because what they saw with Chelsea last season in terms of viewership, either on the TV or online or on ground, will actually give them a taste of something. Like, wow, it's Chelsea. We see people coming in now. There's no team like Chelsea in the Conference League again.
Exactly.
They'll be wondering how can
we
get this kind of attendance. So, and that's what we say. These guys are always thinking.
They are thinking.
They are not.
When are we going to be thinking like
they
this?
Are always forward thinking. They are always thinking. I don't know. Maybe we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be another different rules in football, and we won't be able to argue with some of the rules they come up with.
Even if it's against you.
It's hardly something that is out of this world. When VAR came, we all, not everyone of us support it, but later we feel like, we need it because we were already losing trust in human referee.
Definitely.
When the artificial one comes, we're like, not bad, not good, but
let's use it.
Even though we feel like it's killing the joy, we can't celebrate again, but still we feel like we want actual results. So now when they say it's offside, before it's offside, even when it's not offside, we just roll with it. But now we say, no, wait. So we will wait, they withdraw the line.
Let's check it.
Now I can see it very well. And some of the times that when they draw the line, we still feel like, the angle, I don't agree with the angle, but they are still trying to make football very, very. They are advancing with football, they are advancing it with the age, and they are trying to get fans. They want fans to keep wanting for more. Keep seeing that we are not sitting here and just letting you enjoy it and letting you suffer. We are part of the
to improve on the game.
So it's what we're seeing with UEFA.
Most definitely.
They're always setting the pace.
PSG, they went to the Camp Nou and defeated Barcelona.
I think
all eyes on Yamal last night, but at the end of the day, it was a game for the guys from Paris.
Small boy that is yet to come out of secondary school.
Yet to come out of secondary school.
The one giving that boy name.
Is he in secondary
school? He is no better than the Olise, the Madueke. He's just a player like Esteval. He's not a player that can carry a team to do anything.
But he was trying to carry them yesterday.
You see, what he did with Spain, that's why I hate it when we come out to give a player kudos for a team's effort. What is Lamine Yamal without player like Nico Williams in Spain, in the Spanish national team? Will it be possible for them to have won the Euros? No. Go look at the Euros. Both players actually had contributions for goals, including the final. So when we come out to say Lamine Yamal, Barcelona last season, where did they get to? Semi-final. Against Inter Milan. See that classic performance. We don't need. Gone are the days when you need a player to carry the team. That was what made the likes of Messi and Ronaldo to keep going for that year. The current football now, the modern football that we now have now, works with the team.
Is Palmer not carrying Chelsea?
Palmer is not carrying Chelsea. If you look at what the new Chelsea manager has been doing in the since he got on board, he's always saying we are trying to relieve Palmer. So he's trying to make sure that the load doesn't rest on the player's shoulder. Before he came, before this man Maresca came on board, Chelsea could not win any game that Palmer is not playing. They were calling Chelsea Palmer FC. Remember a game without Palmer against Arsenal where they beat Chelsea, I think 4-5 goals to 1 or something like that. So the team, football has evolved beyond that. What we saw with Barcelona yesterday, I won't deny the fact that that guy is a talented player, very good player, but he's not close to what he's calling himself. If I told you
what he's calling himself, what they are calling him.
He's the one calling himself what they are calling him now. Is what they call himself. What they are calling him. He's the one giving the people the name. You score as a player, you are putting crown on your head. Who crown is there? Was he Olubada that crown himself?
Is he putting crown on his head?
Go watch the way he celebrates by putting crown on his own head. At the Club World Cup, Palmer gave an assist to Joao Pedro, and the same Joao Pedro went to Palmer and make a crown on his head. You let people crown you, don't crown yourself. And the 17-year-old boy just coming out of secondary school, maybe still in secondary school.
How can he be secondary school and he's playing for Barcelona?
Yeah, that's still in secondary school now. I think he just finished his class. I mean, sorry, equivalent.
This boy.
So, in all honesty, Barcelona fans should actually come up that high horse. I mean, Yamal is not that Messi they are waiting for. It's not that Messi. Come off it. Right now, what they should be concerned about is building a proper team. The team Barcelona that we saw in the age of Messi Iniesta was not Messi dependent. Yes, it was because Messi was just actually a team that actually was fortunate to be in that team as well, and they built a team around him. Without that Messi, that team would still have flourished because we've got Xavi, Iniesta, incredible players, David Villa and all of that in that age. They were a very solid team. What the Pep Guardiola just did that time was he saw a Messi that, okay, let's play to this guy's strength. And Messi didn't ask for it. Messi was not always in the media saying this. The guy was posting all through yesterday, I am back. The mission is back. That is the mission to win back.
You know, he's a Gen Z now. This is their time. They play a lot with phones.
Exactly. And exactly.
And he's an ambassador of one of these Champions League sponsors who makes phone.
Well, unfortunately, yesterday, if you look at the PSG side that actually defeated Barcelona, they're actually not as strong as the one that won the Champions League. 5 players. No Donnarumma, no Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. No, even though was not there. A lot of players were not there. Imagine what a real PSG team will do to them. And this is Lamine Yamal back. He did well. The highlight and all of that was there. But what matters is, as a player, you need to put yourself under and play for the team. Play for the team. So it's just so sad. Yesterday was it would never have been Barcelona's day. Their former manager came, made them away from home because it was actually not their normal home. Made them away from home and beat them. So Barca and Chelsea on the same point in the Champions League.
Why do you have to go there? Okay, Arsenal, they are not on the same point with you in the Champions League.
Arsenal, how many teams have they played?
Olympiacos.
They beat
Olympiacos 2-0.
One other team that we can't even remember their name again.
Yeah. So whether you remember or not.
We know who the real contenders in the Champions League are.
Okay.
But for you to say you are contending for Champions League, you must actually have a CV that is up there.
Okay, now. So you have started.
2-time winner is talking.
You're always bringing issues. Okay, earlier before that, those games, Karabakh defeated FC Copenhagen 2-0. Of course, the guys are from the new boys. The new boys from Belgium were beaten like criminals. Right there, their home ground in Belgium. Newcastle defeated them like criminals. Union Saint-Gilloise, they were beaten by Newcastle 4-0. Yeah, that's how you show the stuff you are made of.
That's how you show that you're from Premier League. That's why you show that you don't care about who you beat last time. Exactly. That was Benfica or anybody. When you meet the Premier League side, even if it is Stoke City, when you meet the Premier League side and you are not very good, they will expose you. That's what happened with PSG in the World Club World Cup. Chelsea is not the best team in the Premier League.
But at that time.
But Premier League, the stuff they are made of is always different.
Crazy. All right. Well, the stuff you are made of, AS Monaco showed different class last night now. Man City, 2-2. That game ended 2-2. People were, before that game, if we had asked people to predict that game, they would have predicted a win for Man City. But it was 2-2.
Away from home, I think it's still a fair point for for Manchester City, because AS Monaco actually have not been, they didn't rest. They've been working very hard all through the summer. They were signing back, left, right, and center, and Sofati and the likes of players. So they are a better side now. They are coming up. I think they are going to finish.
That's where this guy went now.
Pogba. He's rejuvenating his career there as well. So I see them finishing as high as possible in the Ligue 1 this season. So I'm not surprised actually that because Man City also they are still doing their own agbo too. They too, they are waking up, trying to slumber.
It's like this is everybody is doing agbo.
The only healthy team right now in Europe is Arsenal and Bayern Munich. They are the two teams that
you think Arsenal they are healthy?
They are very healthy. That team is very, very healthy. There is nothing they don't have. There is nothing. Back, left, right, center. They have
everything is complete.
The only thing that maybe is not healthy about them right now is the DNA of the club.
Where they don't win.
So
who will change the DNA now? It's a very difficult thing.
It's a very, you're born with it.
Now you talk, not be me. Okay, Bayer Leverkusen play 1-0 draw with PSG Eindhoven, and of course it was Borussia Dortmund 4, Athletic Club 1-0. 4-1. Napoli defeated Sporting CP 2-1, and of course for the game between Villarreal and Juventus, that game you said was going to be tough, and it was definitely a tough game. 2-2 it ended.
I said it came in the stoppage time, and of course for Napoli and who was that again?
Napoli and Sporting.
It was very interesting because the 2 goals came from Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah.
And the 2 assists came
from the man
Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm telling you.
You see, when I was thinking
it was
about
in Manchester Union.
I was just telling myself, it's just all about being among the right people. To bring out the best in you. Just about being among the right people. Everyone leaves Manchester United and they start flourishing.
But you said yesterday that Højlund cannot be trusted.
It wasn't me.
Okay, it was Bobola that said so. That was on
because anyone that comes from Man United
on
will
Monday,
do wonders wherever
said
they
so
go.
on Monday.
Anywhere they go. Onana had an assist already somewhere in Turkey. A goalkeeper.
Yeah.
More assists now than their midfielder right now. So I'm just saying this is actually exposing a lot
About Man United.
about Manchester United and about players that you don't actually have to, stay wherever you are not loved. Players, footballers need to go where they are loved, whether it is Turkey, whether it is Northern Ireland or whatever it is. Yesterday's performance for Rasmus Højlund, very sweet. I can imagine Man United as so that player looking
But they won't be surprised. Majority of their players, as you said, are doing well wherever they are now. For Kevin De Bruyne, they thought he was finished, but this guy seems not finished yet.
He's not finished, but he's almost finished. He's just like this man, Luka Modric as well, right there in AC Milan over the weekend. Also won over Napoli. It was Napoli AC Milan over the weekend, and AC Milan won that game. So he's also old. The Kevin De Bruyne is old, but you know how they say it. Once a soldier, he always a soldier. He can't finish in the body of a prince, and it remains something. So what's left of him, that's what shows quality players. Whether you're 45, you see some of these players come out of retirement to play their charity games, and you see how they play. The Ronaldinho, the Drogba, they come out to play some charity matches. You still see they've got the skills. There's one thing about natural players. So Kevin De Bruyne is a natural player. He's born to assist. I think he is born to assist. So
this Kevin De Bruyne, the assist De Bruyne.
The assist king.
I'm telling you, the assist king. Okay, today, when we come in the evening, we'll be looking through all of the games that are coming through. Yes, but AS Roma, before we start the the program in the evening, AS Roma would have started playing Lille, and of course, Bologna will be playing Freiburg. Will definitely come and talk about all of this, and we're talking about the Europa League this time. The Europa League games. Okay, so let's see what will happen. When we come, definitely we'll be looking through all of these and much more. For the groupings now, for the UEFA Champions League, Bayern Munich still topping it. Yes, still at the top. But your team has moved to 18th. Chelsea, they are 18th.
The group actually, all that matters is the point. So next game Chelsea is playing is Ajax at Stamford Bridge. We know
Ajax, they have been beaten like thieves everywhere.
How that one's going to go. So I already make it 6 points already.
Yes, so that's how you made the other game 6 points and they beat
I don't lose to teams like that. This is Chelsea.
Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, thank you so much for coming through this morning. All right, Ismail Sport could be back at 6:15 for more on Sports Cruise later this evening. All right, let's have a breather now. When we return, we'll be going straight to the People's Assembly segment of the show this morning. Of course, in the Assembly, yes, we're looking through Nigeria 65, the way, how far, how well, and the way forward. And of course, the script written or read by the president yesterday. Did he make any good to your body? Did you feel good about it? We'll be coming to that shortly. Let's have a breather. Good morning. Keep it off.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
From Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m.
Land of unity, land of peace. This may sound funny, But when I look around, that is what I see. Land of such ethnic and cultural diversity. A land so rich, giant of Africa, indeed. Land of champions, land of the best. In the midst of the adversities, we stood the test. And through all the mess of these years, one day we'll come clean. I love Nigeria, I love the green, white beam. Oh, unity and faith. Of the abundance, so many people know they enjoy the benefits of the plenty things we get from under our soil. But I hope that one day we go change our ways, so that for the future generation, Nigeria will be a better place.
That's how I welcome you to the People's Assembly segment of the show this morning. Yes. Each time you hear about Nigeria, what comes to your mind is why are we the way we are today? Because we're not meant to be like that. Yeah, ordinarily we're not. A country that's so blessed, everything, and there's nothing you're looking for that you do not have in Nigeria. Is it human? Is it natural? Resources? Everything abound. There is no single state or local government in Nigeria that doesn't have one resource, at least one natural resource at all. But what is our problem? They say it's mismanagement. Some people say it is cursed. Some people said even the way the name was given was the problem. Some people even said the white people that give us independence were even the problem too. They just said, okay, Shebi, you want it, we'll give you, but there were things they didn't put in place. They said they are the ones even dividing us again, while others are saying, no, it is leadership problem. All of these are leaders that we've had over the years are not nationalistic people. If you listen to me on Politics of Melody yesterday, you will know the true meaning of a nationalist. They said a whole lot of the people we have around are not nationalists. That is why we are where we are today. But it's unfortunate where we are. That is not where we should be. But if you ask me, I don't think we are also where we used to be. That's why we want to look at it this morning in the assembly, this beautiful Thursday morning. And I feel so glad and to have my analyst this morning, yes, who joins in now, a barrister, a public affairs analyst, maybe aspiring politician, I don't know. Olufemi Adeniton, let me say barrister Olufemi Adeniton is in the house. Barrister, good morning, it's good to have you.
Good morning.
Did I get it when I said aspiring politician?
No.
Okay, I didn't get it. Because why? He said majority of our politicians are barristers. So barrister, you guys are the lawyers. So if Nigeria is like this, lawyers should be blamed too, as what people are saying.
Well, yeah, but no person should be excluded now from when you are talking about the current state of Nigeria. You know that, right? So even the three arms, the judiciary also is a problem.
So everybody has the blame.
Everybody has the blame. So
good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Now let's look at Nigeria. Nigeria is 65. How far, how well, and what is the way forward for us? I mean, looking at Nigeria at 65, I was saying it on Politics or Melody yesterday afternoon. For a 65-year-old man that is still pooing at home, what kind of a man can we call that man? Now related to Nigeria, 65-year-old Nigeria. See where we are.
Yes, this is a very good reflection now. And it's just, we are supposed to be a giant of Africa. You know that, right? So
they say we are still giant.
We are the giant of Africa. But sadly, at 65, looking at the current development trajectory across economy, the health sector, the state of our roads, the education, the schools. You remember the Independence Day address by Tinubu.
You are coming to that.
Yeah, you ask yourself, looking at things, are they really going well? And should the way the current state of Nigeria, is it where we ought to be that we are? So this is a deep reflection, especially when you look at the state of the insecurity we have today, the issues around banditry, kidnapping, the unsafe space. You can't travel on our roads anymore. Yeah, so Nigeria as it is now, it's a state of decadence, right? So some has also described it as a fragile state, right? We're coming to that space where it is no more safe. You remember the lady that was killed in
Abuja.
In Abuja.
Somtochukwu.
So that's the story of Nigeria. And that is the main reason why the politicians, the leaders, who are the gladiators, elite in power, must start doing things right. Achebe rightly also said that the problem of Nigeria is the leaders, right? So fixing it right from the leaders, from the top to the bottom, then
but leadership, people will still tell leadership is also a product of followership. The leaders didn't just jump down from the moon. They also are part of us as followers. So they say we are the people who make up the leadership. So if the leadership is this, the way it is, we should also blame the followership.
Yeah, so again, there's a conversation around corruption. Our corruption strives. Corruption strives in a space where we have the followers as well who enable these people. Because the politicians, the corrupt politicians, rely on the support systems of the followers. So it takes two to tango.
And the politicians don't sign check.
They don't sign checks.
They use permanent secretaries. Civil servants.
And also the followers cheer them up. You see them following them up, because they hand them handouts, right? So again, you can't also blame the followers completely.
Okay.
Because the politicians have a way of structuring, putting the followers in perpetual poverty. Because a man that is poor, a man who is not empowered, cannot
take any decision.
Cannot take any rational decision. So that tendency for a man to make a rational choice has been taken away from them. So compared to that, with a more developed society where you have everything functioning, right? So that kind of society, the youth, for instance, will be able to make rational choices. But rational choices can only come in a situation where the people are empowered to make that decision. Anyway, but you cannot still exonerate the followers, because the followers are the ones that would allow the politicians to make them to rig the elections. Right? So, because another problem we have today in Nigeria is about the electionary issues around, right? So, because the independence of the electoral body is still contested. Remember the 2023 elections, right? So, it was even still open to conversation around the need to further reforming the Electoral Act to see some of the loopholes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you don't compromise the system without the support of the followers. So the followers are part of the problem, but you should also blame it more on the leaders.
Yeah, because you know why I talked about this followership thing. I mean, in Lagos yesterday morning, I said something in Lagos. For instance, Femi, if you travel now, no, not travel. If you are a politician, you decided to serve the people. You did not serve your pocket. You served your conscience, and you return. And maybe the 2K car is what you're able to have at the end of the day. And they see you after 4 or 8 years that you've been somewhere as a politician or as someone who represented them. You see the way they will start mocking in the street. All of the 4 years this Baba went say this way. So that is why, isn't that why our leaders want to acquire, gather, carry everything, so that when you see them tomorrow, they'll be so high on the street and you will not be able to talk to them.
Yeah. So
isn't that a followership thing?
It's a culture. Is a culture. Sadly, in the past, in those days, right? So there's not much emphasis on luxury things, but in our current state of Nigeria now, everyone believes that only one of the ways to mark success or achievement is by true display of material things, right? So the culture, the way it used to be, the contentment mentality then has gradually eroded, right? So, and now, everyone believes, especially in a system where you find one politician who has stolen so much that their generation yet unborn can still benefit from those kind of things. So it brings a context of enablement, right? So where their own contemporary colleagues as well see it like, oh, if this person can do this and get away with this, then they will do that, right? So, and their own community or their people would want to give support to that politician who is from that particular locality, that your colleagues are doing it right, so you should do it. So it has now become regularized. It has now become a normal to have a society like that. But the way I see it is, we must try to reform and have an attitudinal change. And again, that is also that is missing in the Independence Day address of Tinubu about the current.
We are still coming to the address. We are coming to that address in particular.
The issues around corruption, because we've not seen so much done in order to check corruption across the rank and file. Because I was saying somewhere else that it's very important for us to, especially those politicians who have stolen the nation's wealth, for us to see how we could recover those stolen loans. That alone can re-engineer the current and the cadence we find today, because people are suffering.
On Tuesday in Lagos, I had a guest, and I put it to my guest who was talking about the fact that we need to continue to have patience. Let's just continue to persevere. China went through a worse situation, and now see where China is. And I put it to him and said, look, okay, you guys are the policy makers. China came out of all of the problems. They made a very big law. The law is, if you steal public fund and they find you guilty of stealing public, is death.
Yes.
Nobody will spare you.
Yeah.
So when are we going to have such a law? The man couldn't answer me.
So it's a real issue we have here, because like I was saying as well, like it's for us to have a true reform, a true commitment. We just need a one leader who has the interest of the nation at heart, right? China's case is something that Nigeria can do as well, where it takes the commitment of a leader who puts politics aside, who understand that,
who puts personal interest aside.
Yes, who understand the true reason to be a patriot, the true reason to to make things work. Because the way it is now, it's just like it's a system with an autopilot. You are driving. You don't know if you get home safe.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know if you will be attacked by. You don't know if one is the next person to be kidnapped, to be assassinated. You don't know. It's a very complex society right now we have, and also issues around corruption. Like you've said, if there's a law. And another thing again is about the enforcement of those laws. The thing is that we do have laws in Nigeria.
On paper, plenty laws.
Yeah, and those laws most times targets those petty crimes.
The poor ones.
Of course, the Yahoo boys. Those are the laws that
everybody's looking for Yahoo on the street.
Yeah, but we have the case of Yaya Bello now, right? So how far have we gone with that case?
Even Evans. Yes. They have kept Evans somewhere since nobody has known. Evans they told everybody he did this, I did this, I kidnapped this, I kidnapped that.
There's an allegation. I think you have been following NETSA reporters. Showore made an allegation
about Wike, right?
About the minister, the minister of the FCT.
And he was showing us documents.
4 properties bought in Florida.
Elsewhere, the man should have stepped down, or they even time to resign.
So how far have we gone with that, right? And I'm sure the FCC have this information.
But they are quiet.
They are quiet.
He's a powerful minister.
Aside from that, we have so many of Wikes who are everywhere. The question is that
Dasuki's case till today is just
it's just there.
$20 billion.
So we have so many of these ex-governors, right? So
the NNPC former the man that just left NNPC.
Yeah. What about the former humanitarian minister, Betta Edu? Right?
Edu,
yeah. What did we do about that case? What did we get?
They have told her to just go, don't come back. Don't worry. Go and see no more.
So the question is, should we continue in this way?
That's the question.
We should not. Right. So there is a need for an authentic reform. There's a need for an authentic effort, especially from the anti-graft agency, the EFCC, must make sure that they will not just go around those small boys. They should target those big guys as well.
Most definitely, because the big boys, small boys on the street are big boys who back them somewhere. Yeah. I'm coming to ask you something about President Tinubu now. Okay. But remember, the listener, of course, you can also call us. You know how we do it every time as we go on to analyze and discuss this issue. You can also be part of the discussion. Put your mouth, as they say in local parlance, in any of the things that we are talking about this morning. You know the numbers. And if you don't know, you're listening for the first time, this is the People's Assembly segment of Melody Sunrise, Melody 100.7 FM. The number to call 0702 520 1007, 0702 520 1007, as well as 0705 507 1007. 0705 507 1007. Before I start going to the phone lines, Femi, let's quickly talk about President Bola Tinubu now. His address yesterday, some people said this president, they keep recycling the same script. Every time they just bring the script, they just add one small line. And the same script that he's been telling us since is the same script that he's still just rereading the script, the old script, that there was nothing inspiring in the Independence Day speech that we've had in the past. You can't compare what we are having now. That this man, does he really understand Independence Day and the kind of speech that should go with independence?
Okay, so good question you have there. The question is, the concern again is, are we truly independent? If we have the current state of, we can pick up various sectors, right, and check and do a fast check and to see and to do an evaluation. You can call it an M&E monitoring evaluation of each of these sectors, especially the things that he said in his address. Particularly looking at the schools, he said you've been increasing school.
And we have built plenty of schools. That in 1960 we had also number of schools, and now we have plenty of schools everywhere.
Now, of course, we know that the population has also increased. Right?
When public schools are dying every day,
public schools are dying. You look at the state of our secondary schools, the state of the primary schools. Are they in good shapes? The question is no. Are they even safe? Especially you go to the north. We've talked about the Chibok girls now. Yeah. Some of them.
The Boko Haram issue.
Yeah, the Chibok girls. Some of them are still
in captivity. Leah Shaibu is still somewhere we don't know.
Yeah, 71 of them, right? So, and what are we celebrating on that, right? So, we also have some of those spaces. Some parents can't even allow their kids to go to school anymore.
Yeah.
Just 3 days ago, 4 days ago, we have issues around the bandits attacking Kwara. some community inquiry.
Definitely. I mean, we're coming to that quickly. I mean, please hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me not keep this person too long on the phone line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Hello to Melody.
Yeah, definitely. Your name and location, sir.
My name is Scope Martin. I'm calling from Lagos.
Oh, you're coming from Lagos? Are you listening online or you're streaming us?
I'm watching you online.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
All right, let's hear you.
First of all, this program this morning, I really appreciate it. And, concerning the situation of the country now, we have a lot to do. And then start from the leader, because I kudos to my boss that is there.
Okay.
He knows very well. It's my boss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's my boss. I have a program sometime ago with the youth, and I asked, what can we do? What is the hope of our this generation? Because our leaders, instead of building us, they are continuing building empires. Instead of building the future for we youth. But is there any? My question is that, and I want my boss to ask to answer the question that is there any hope for the youth of this nation at this present time? Because some of those leaders, their children, their family, they are abroad schooling. Our education sector is crumbling. Our health sector is crumbling. What can we do? And then nobody is ready to fight. What can we do?
What can the youth do?
The future of our born children, this nation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My boss that is there.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, he's giving you. What can we do? I hope you will not forget the one you're talking about. But quickly, he has a question for you.
Okay, so what we can
as
do
youth to secure the future generation, what can we do?
What we can do is that we have numbers. We have the numbers more than the youths are.
Do we even know the power of the numbers we claim to have?
We do, of course. The youths, if we go to on the social media, you see that they are speaking in one voice, right? We are speaking in one voice. Everyone shares the same problem, the same concerns. You go to the same markets like I do. If you go into the gas station, filling station, you also have the same, you spend the same naira, right? To buy the liter of fuel, right? And the question is, we've been seeing all these issues around poverty, issues around struggling to eke a living, right? But we have to now condition ourselves ahead of the 2027 general elections, right? Where we would build a collective action, right? Beyond the party, and we must make sure that the right person we look to protect the interest of the youth is voted in. And the best way to do that is through elections, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the best way that has proven effective is that someone who has a manifesto, who has an agenda for the youth, or who has a real policy programs that is social inclined, that is targeted towards social justice, that we look at the key indicators of them, which achieves the UN 2030 agenda, eradicating poverty, hunger, all this kind of a thing, and the person has a blueprint of a detailed plan of action, implementation plan on how it's going to do that. Not just say, I will build roads, I'll do this. Tell us how you do that. Let us see a detailed action.
Yes, not just I'll put AC on the expressway. How will you do it?
How will you do it? How will you get the funds to do this? How will you? So you have to tell us, not just go and just borrow, and you spend it on something else, or you, within the ministry, they siphon, they steal and embezzle. No, you have to be explicit about it. Tell us the implementation plan, how you intend to do this. It has to be detailed step by step, and you will be questioned on that. And you will tell us about the issues around transparency.
What about the situation where they run away from debate, presidential debates?
Yeah, so anyone that runs away, because if you speak with one voice, then they will have a specific leader of their choice, whom they are committed that. Even if whoever decides to run away from debate, then that's his own loss, because the youth know where they are going to, and they should not be divided.
Is it going to be easy for the youth to speak with one voice in this country?
That is
where money speaks.
Yeah, where money speaks. So the leaders already know how to capture
They will just call one now. Call okay,
To
Femi, come,
fractionalize
Femi.
it.
Okay, you control Ibadan North, Abi. Take money. Ghana must go.
See, that's
And that's the end.
That's the problem. The issues around attitudinal change must be there, right? So, if when we start coming to the realization that the soft ways of the tangential ways of addressing issues, if we don't have a complete change of approach, we might just still be moving within the cycles. So it has to go beyond personal interest to collective actions. So that's one. The other way is through revolution. And you know the revolution, right? And you see that's what someone like Moyili Shoye has been talking about, revolution. So when you talk about revolution in this sense, we're almost close to revolution in 2020 during the NSAS period to end bad governance, bad police, and all of that. So we were close to that.
You still found their way.
Remember, is it not in Yemen now? No, not in Yemen. This country
Okay, that the youth took over the country. Okay, Nepal.
Nepal. So we saw what's happening there. We don't want Nepal in the case of Nigeria, right? So, but we see that there are other ways in the Arab Spring, right? When you saw the youth came out in Egypt
because of the price of bread increase.
Yes, that's another way to.
But now our bread keeps going up. We are just saying, I don't want to just eat it like that.
When the push come to the shop, right? When the youth realize that, oh wow, the destiny has to be in your hands, then you must employ whatever strategy to take over.
Barrister Femi, I want you to make a promise that I know you're a very busy person like me, always moving up and down. But on Politics on Melody on Wednesday next week, I want us to discuss fully youth participation in politics.
No problem.
Youth participation in politics, 4 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
All about the youth. I mean, what is hindering the youth from participating in politics, and why is it that youth always like to they prefer to carry bags for the money bags politician instead of themselves putting their own neck into this political thing in Nigeria on Wednesday?
Yeah, no
should
problem.
Talk about this.
Yeah, we should.
Time.
I think it's going to be an interesting conversation.
Full time.
Yes,
Let's talk about that.
Talk about
I mean, earlier we were talking about the script of the president before the caller.
Okay, so the script of the president it's nothing new. But the only thing I found there is of course he went and the speech started by chronicling the efforts of our heroes, right? The case of Tafawa Balewa,
Nnamdi Azikiwe, Bafemi Awolowo. Every time we always have all of these chronicles and all that.
We do that, right? So they labored, but the question is,
but would they be happy in their grave now?
Yeah. We don't want their labor to be in vain, right?
Is it not in vain now?
So, what is it the current state that someone like Awolowo had wished in terms of the educational system? It's not even affordable anymore. In terms of course, I heard about the student loan, right, which is a means. Someone once reached out to me about inability to pay the fee and the difficulty that's attached in order for them to access even the grant.
The NEL fund thing.
Yes, the difficulty, and sadly the person had to drop out because he reached out very late.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's it. Some schools even are not on that list. Some schools are not even on that list.
As they even claim it's so easy and all of that.
Some schools are not. It's not all tertiary institutions that are on the list of the NEL fund now, because education is expensive now. So, and the poor are unable to even access quality education. And
Awolowo said, may his soul rest in peace, he said, the children of the poor that we fail to educate today, we turn to our nightmare tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, we know having nightmares everywhere
because
now.
It's easier, especially in the north, because I was in the north all through last month, the other month afterwards, and I saw the state of the young ones, the youth. It's very easy for you to recruit any kind of people you want into any form of criminality, because by the time you see, some people don't even have something to eat yesterday. They have not eaten yesterday.
Today this morning they don't even have
no hope. So when you don't have hope, there's nothing. It's easy for you to just
be recruited,
and it's not going to be their fault, right? Poverty, they say, is one weapon the elite class have always used to subjugate the youths, or to subjugate any member of the structure. Once you have done that successfully, then it's easy for you to say, make the bidding. Remember, he who plays the piper
Most
takes
definitely.
the tune. Right. So, and that's part of the president's address on what he has done so far in the educational sector. We would score it. We will leave that to the public to score him right on that. But in my own assessment, I don't think it's good enough. Right?
It's low, right?
It's low. So there must be a genuine commitment to do a genuine reform and ensure that when you make policies, you must be a monitoring and evaluation process that must check everything the president does, and it must be open for criticisms, right? Yeah, because that's another way to go. Because in the current democratized Nigeria, right? So you should not even shun the media, right? The media has to be there to always put a touchlight on those aspects. In the issues around health is also a problem. Remember the lady who was killed. Remember, she was not given
A quick
response,
yeah.
in terms of medical intervention, and that was what led to her untimely demise. Right? So our thoughts and prayer with the family in that case. And in the case of her, it's not just the case of so many Nigerians who are having difficulty.
It's because she's popular, a television host. Yeah. That's why we got to know.
She's part of the elite class, right?
There are people who don't even, they go through all of these things daily basis. We don't get to hear about them.
Yeah, that's a story of some Nigerians who just happened to her, sadly, right? So we have so many people now who are in UCH, in various teaching hospitals, battling on how they could even access quality health, and because they are unable to do that, then we lost them. And that's why again we have issues around the doctors who decide to go abroad for greener pastures, right? Because they think that so many people are committed to the dream of Nigeria, but when the system just frustrates you, there's nothing you can do. Most times you see some of these doctors even have to use their own equipment to treat the patient. Go to the dentist, you see that some of them will even have to bring in their own personal because the
system
does not have it, and they are committed to their job. But it's frustration, it's act of frustration that actually drives them away. And it's not their fault, right? Because when you see their contemporaries in the UK, the US, Europe, and other parts of Asia doing well, earning well, and living large, and you ask yourself, should you continue to remain in a system that don't even appreciate? That's a problem. That's the Nigeria we have.
What a country that we have ourselves. I mean, we found ourselves.
What about security? Security is one of the big challenges we are talking with. We need to
the
talk
president
about.
said he's making move that he has improved the security system in Nigeria.
Yeah, again, we've been on this issue.
Immediately the president finished saying that they kill people in Borno State.
Yeah. That's a big issue. There are even some news that are unreported.
Definitely.
There are news that are unreported that just happened, and if the news are not those in that community are able to get the traditional media to come around to capture those,
they go down.
They just go down, right? So there was if the issues around farmer elders conflict is a big issue that is still not addressed, and for us to have a sustainable food system in Nigeria, we must tackle the cultural foods value chain, and we must also address the livestock.
Isn't that the reason the president created the Ministry of Livestock?
The Ministry of Livestock.
So why haven't we? What progress have we made with Ministry of Livestock Development?
I did a research in the north just recently, and the revelation. I'm going to put that in the document so that it could be available for the reader. But you have a call, right? So when you look at the situation of things, right, you see that a whole lot of things are going wrong, and the government is aware of them, right? So the Ministry of one of the revelation, especially if you talk about the gazetted cattle ranching, we have about over 400 gazetted routes, right? And for those gazetted areas, which the herders should even go and have their cattle there, they are not even functional. Some of them have been taken by private developer. those agencies.
They are building homes.
They are building homes.
Imagine. It's one problem we also have in this part of it.
And the forests are no more safe. So the herders in those areas cannot even
take their cattle.
So they have to compete with the farmers in the safe areas. And this is one of the reasons that brings to the clashes. There are other underlying issues around it. And so the politicians are aware. Should that shock you? Even the politicians, most of them have those lands, those gazetted areas. They've also acquired them through their proxies. And now you say, oh, the question again is, you want this set of people you want them to go to certain areas to farm, to graze their animals, but you don't provide those places for them. And so again, it's also a political strategy to say, I will address security, because the next election, 2027, you keep hearing that I will address security, I will address this, I will address that. So it's a strategy again. You get investment. You remember, don't forget that there are conflict entrepreneurs. There are some people who derive joy
in conflict.
Apart from joy, they make money from conflict.
Exactly.
Yes, they make money.
Those ones we always want.
They always want the conflict to happen, because if you address conflict, they're out of business. So that's another issue around resource struggle. It's another reason. And again, you have to talk about agitations in the southeast of Nigeria. They want to be on their own because they've been marginalized. I don't know if you've been to the east. I've been there. Most of all the states.
I lived there for 15 years.
Yes. And you see that you can't really feel the impact of development. For instance, there's nothing that stopped the east from not having a seaport. You can't find so much development there. Right. So, and again, when a set of ethnic group have been marginalized, what you have is they have to come up and make an agitation. We so pray that the issues around the 1967, 1970 civil war shouldn't happen, and that Nnamdi Kanu has been kept in detention since all this. The
man is talking now that he might die in detention because he's ill, that they don't want to attend to him.
Yeah, so that's another problem, right? So we are moving around like that. So every ethnic group is being affected by all. And the only person that would perhaps address these challenges was the president.
Mr.
And
President.
he's the one that gave the Independence Day address.
And that's what the address he gave us. Okay, that's what everybody is saying, is a watered down address. Okay, your calls have been coming, but I didn't want to cut the thought of Barrister Femi so that there will not be. You can call us 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007, 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Quickly, let me take some messages before I go to the phone call. Okay, this one says, good morning. My name is Adeolu from Iwo Road. Big up, he said, kudos to your analyst for saying it just the way it should be said. I say, but one question I want to ask is, in what aspects can we say, because I listened to the president yesterday, he gave himself a whole lot of pat on the back. As an analyst, what would you say the president has actually done and he has done well? We have mentioned the ones he has not done well. Which one aspect can we say he has done well? I'm coming to that shortly. And this one say, my name is Blessing from Oluguari. Say, good morning, Mr. Speaker. God bless your analyst this morning. Another good thought. He said, I think Nigeria is just drifting too much away. When are we going to get it right? I do not know. God help Nigeria, as you always say, Mr. Finest. Okay, and this one says, good morning, Mr. Speaker, and greet your guests in the studio. I say one thing that always makes me so sad is every time we talk about all of these challenges, it's like no solution. We just discuss them and everything just goes just like that. God have mercy. Say your name is Debola from Akobo. All right. This one says, my name is Matthew Akinde from Olonda. I say good morning, Mr. Speaker and the guest. I think Nigeria is just drifting too much away because we have left God and focus on things that shouldn't be. We should go back to God. Let's begin from there.
Okay.
This is the headquarters of, I don't know. The headquarters of Christianity should be UK and Italy, but Nigeria seems to be the headquarters. The largest church in planet Earth is in Nigeria. I mean, we pray too much than even the people that are brought. A friend of mine was telling me how a pastor from Nigeria came overseas, and it was what they brought to us is now even taking it to them, and now tutoring the missionaries that were the ones that brought Christianity to Nigeria. I mean, just about the wayside. That's just a but I mean, with what he said now, that we need to go back to God. Yeah. We pray too much in this country, don't we pray?
We pray too much. It's quite sad that in Nigeria, the things that we could easily be fixed by common science and innovation, and we have brilliant minds in Nigeria. By the way, people listening now, some of them have potentials, they have ideas to even change so many things, right? If given the opportunity. But you see, the simple things that can be fixed are always attributed to religion.
Okay.
Because that's what the politicians have used over time. And it has always been, you see, but when it's 2027 now, those pastors will start providing endorsement. Some of your pastors have securities following them around in network.
They are bodyguards.
The pastors that don't have yet will have later when they come when the time comes, right? Because maybe they are still not in that level where they would be able to afford one.
Okay.
But
so the pastor that is giving you sticker
anointing
security, anointing oil. Yeah. He has bodyguards and men moving gun up and down.
The question is that he does not trust the system. So some of them don't even trust the God that they claim that would protect their members, right? Their followers, right? So it's about the rational thoughts, right? So when again is around issues around, I'm being careful with the words I use.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but because again Nigeria, because it's a secular nation, so many people now attribute everything now to it has to be what my pastor said. What again, even issues around something like headache that you could easily use, let's say paracetamol or use
or even sleep. Panadol. Just sleep can make you feel okay.
You would attribute it. My pastor said when he made this statement, and then I'm healed, right? So, and you find, because I was times you've been in the UK, in other parts of the world, in the US, you realize that the way some of those people in those environments, the way they perceive, the way they go about their daily activities, even on Sundays, that's the time to invest your time in critical things to build yourself. On Christmas Day, sometimes you don't even see the way we take it here.
The fanfare
we see here, right? But this is Nigeria, and this is what you expect, because our pastors, our imams have made their followers to believe that without some of them even idealize their leaders, right? So we see some women don't even respect their husband. They will give more respect to their pastors. It's whatever the pastor says that counts in the home.
That's what goes.
That's what goes. So anyway, that's Nigeria, and the politicians know that that's the way Nigeria is.
They know who we are.
They know who we are. So when it's time for election, you see them moving around.
The religious leaders.
Attending their functions. Some of them do these annual events. They will go and grace the occasion. And some of them
will kneel down before the church. The people don't get to see.
And they will see prayers. The question is that how many of them has attended their services now?
After the election.
It is after the election. During the election, you see them moving around. The atmosphere will start changing by the late 2026.
In fact, I saw a politician eating boli yesterday. There's an election in Anambra State.
Okay.
He was eating roasted yam.
And corn.
Roasted yam and red oil. And they gather with camera. How would I want to go and buy corn at Budi Junction now? I will not carry camera. And I mean. Okay, to the other question, in all of the things we said, President Bola Tinubu has not done well. Yeah. Which one can we say? There's nothing?
He has done so many things well. I have to be honest with you. And again, we have to also shift the conversation now to even the states. Remember that so many states were not receiving the allocation, the amount of allocation they get, this monthly allocation. Some were even receiving as low as even 4 billion. But now, Some of them we are receiving as more as even 10 billion, 9 billion.
So much money.
So much money. So what are they doing with the money?
He said that in his address yesterday.
What are they doing with the money? So if your governor, in any way you are hearing us from, is receiving, if you are not seeing the dividend of democracy or the dividend of development or sustainable development within your outreach, blame it on your governor. Yeah, because you get the funds, even times 2, times 3 of what it
In some instances, times 4.
Times 4, and you get it, and you still have IGRO, internally generated revenue, in those states, and you see the bad roads in your environment. So the next time you are driving on the street and you notice that your roads are bad.
No, he's president.
Yeah, it's not
every time he's president.
Yes.
Every problem in Nigeria is president.
He's president. So it's most times the governors have enough, but what do they do with it? They squander it. Some of the money that we even talked about, local government autonomy. Do they even allow the local government to be autonomous?
The money still goes through the governors.
It still goes through the governors. So they use the money for their own selfish interest. So we talk about issues around the security votes has been increased. So that's one of the things that President Tinubu have done well.
Okay.
And you blame it on the governor if you don't, because the thing is that because we are in the federal system of government where we have the federal government, the state and the local. So it's only things that pertaining to things exclusive. That's where you talk about the issues around the government, the federal government. Okay, another thing again that the president have done where the stabilization of the foreign exchange, the FX, is done at least not what we expect anyway, but it's far better than the way it used to be. You remember the other time we used to have 2 different kind of exchange rates, and it was very easy for one big man to ring his friend and say, "Can you just convert me certain amount of X amount of dollars and go sell back to the black market?" So it was very easy. So Nigeria was very porous, and sadly, Nigeria is one of the countries that you have multiple exchange rates.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's very easy for you now to go to the bank then, buy dollars as low as maybe 600 or 900.
And you go and sell it to the black
to the black market. So that's one thing that President Tinubu have done well. To be quite honest with you, I feel some levels were around this subsidy, the removal of subsidy.
Okay.
Yes, I feel that because if the funds were channeled properly and don't also end up in the same cycle of corruption and all of that, you would have seen much dividend of democracy or development that we are experiencing now. So on that, yes, we have to look at that. But where the people are complaining is that if you say you have removed fuel subsidy and we still see corruption in that space,
exactly,
and you cannot by example, you cannot act appropriately and ensure that those funds are channeled properly, then
there's still a problem.
There's still a problem.
There's still a problem.
So we can go on and count the aspect of the farmer-herders conflict that we've seen over the years. You've just rightly said about the creation of the new Ministry of Livestock
Development.
Yeah, it's a new ministry, right? So we have to give it some time to see what the ministry will do in terms of addressing the farmer-herders conflict. Again, are they properly financed? Because their projects.
That's the question. Okay, so many things to talk about, but time is always the major factor. But before I allow Barrister Femi to leave this morning, on a last note this morning, what's the major wave? I know we've said so many things this morning, but for the person listening now, what is the major role you think that person needs to play to have a better Nigeria? Because it's not just all about the governors, the president. It must be even the man in the mirror. What's the role for the man in the mirror for us to have a varied and better Nigeria?
Well, it's taking your future into your own hands. It's very important, right? So if you have an idea, you have to bet it. And you have to look at people who share the vision you have. Then you have to build on those visions. Someone like me now, I never relied on the government to to do anything, because I know that if I trusted the government. I did my master's in the Netherlands in development studies. I graduated 2015. Yes, I graduated 2015. After, when I returned back, I realized that even the system they don't even recognize you. They don't even.
I mean, for such a feat.
Yeah, such a feat. So I looked at it, right. So I have known that long ago. At least I had mentors early enough to tell me that you don't believe in the system, who does not really give support to creative minds. So of course, I've been on the humanitarian space for quite some time, and that was what really propelled me to be quite also relevant abroad, right? So the thing is, if you have an idea, don't so much rely on the government, because the government will fail you. They will fail you. I've not seen the set of leaders we have as of today who are really committed to, especially the youth, right? Right. So that's one of the aspects. So again, you build network among wherever you are. Start from where you are. Start whatever you think you are inclined to do. You do it well. We are going back to the Bible.
Most definitely. Okay. I mean, thank you so much for coming. You're making a promise that Wednesday, 4 p.m. here.
4 p.m.
We're looking through youth participation in politics. What is the thing that's most attract the youth, and what is taking them away from participating in politics? Because youth nowadays prefer to carry bags and hold the phones, hold umbrellas for money bags, instead of them to put their hands and their own minds and their hearts into the ring of politics. We'll look through that on Wednesday right here. Barrister Femi has promised live on the radio that he's going to be here. Thank you so much for coming through this morning.
It's good to
I mean, we
meet
can
you.
go on and on and on. Time is taken away, and radio is all about time. So thank you so much. Barrister Femi Adeniton is a public affairs analyst, a lawyer, of course, a humanitarian. He's a man of many sides. I can go on and on and on to tell you so many things about him. Of course, thank you so much for finding time.
It's a pleasure.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, we are leaving the show this morning now, little by little. You know how it is. Let's just be wrapping things up this morning. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Well, for those whose birthday is today, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday. Chukwuneke Agbarakwe, one of my former bosses back in the day, very, very long time. Idonte, we've been on this together. So God bless your new age, sir. Yes, we appreciate as well. Adesoya Michael, today is your birthday. Happy birthday. And Igwe Aku, today is your birthday as well. David Anthony is also your birthday. Happy birthday to all of these people. God bless your new age. Let me be leaving now on behalf of Daniel, Timothy, and of course Moses. Thank you so much for being part of the show. This is a beautiful morning, Melody Sunrise. It makes a return tomorrow, same time.